Hey, fourth graders, this is Miss Levitt. I'm here. We're going to talk some more about fractions. And I hope you're starting to get the hang of it. And we're going to add a little bit more to what we already know. So just stick with it. If you don't get it, I'm sure your teacher will be able to explain it to you. And I hope that I can explain it to you. So let me go here to share. And I'm going to get that. There it is. Same spot. Okay. And we're going to work on finding equivalent fractions, but we're going to use a number line to do that. And I think that'll be really helpful. And hopefully you'll be able to pick this up. Remember that it's a continuation of stuff you've already had. So hopefully you were able to ask questions and you were able to practice and get some more information. All right, here we go. All right. So we're going to partition this number line on each hole on the number line into thirds. And remember, I want you to remember that each one of these spaces, so this is a hole all the way to the 2, and this is a hole right here. So these are 2 separate holes we're talking about, okay? So when they say partition each hole on the number line into thirds, that's what we're doing. We're trying to get thirds here, and we're trying to get thirds here. So let's look here. Are there 3 in each space? There aren't. There are only 2, so we need to do 1 more. And now we have 3, okay? So we have 1, this space here, 2, and 3. We have the same 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and yes, we were correct. We got 3. Okay, so let's clear those. All right, so let's name those lines, okay? Now, I don't remember, we've talked about this before, but 1 whole in a fraction is 3 out of 3. So if you divided your piece into 3 pieces and you've used all 3 pieces, you've used the whole thing. So 1 whole would be 3 out of 3. So remember, this is a number line, so it goes in order. So the next number would be 4. The next number here would be 7, 4, 5, 6, 7. What do we notice about the bottom though? Has this number changed in any of these? It hasn't. So this is going to stay a 3. So let's make that a 3. So this is 3 thirds, 4 thirds, 5 thirds, 6 thirds, 7 thirds, 8 thirds, 9 thirds. The reason we're all the way up to 9 thirds is because we have a 0 over here, a 0 from 0 to 1. You have 1 third, 2 thirds, and then 3 thirds. Okay, yay, we got that. Okay, and then we have, this time we're going to partition it into sixths. So now it's into thirds. Let's see if we can make it into sixths. All right, so let's count these from 1 to 2. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 between 1 and 2, and that's what we want to make sure we have. Okay, good job. All right, now they want us to number those. So let's go ahead. What would this denominator be? If you notice right here, the denominator hasn't changed. The denominator is going to be 6 because that's how many pieces are in the whole. And in each hole, there are 6 pieces, okay? So let's count. Then if this is 8, this must be 7. This must be 6. Remember, 6 sixths and 3 thirds, both of those equal 1 whole. So if we're doing 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Remember, it's a number line, so it just goes in order. Good job. Okay, so let's look next. Do any thirds and sixths share the same spot on the number line? So if we were to look at this number line down here, does it line up with any of the numbers up here? And we look right here, and yes, it does. 3 places match. Okay.
What do you notice about thirds and sixths on the number line?
I noticed that some fractions share the same spot on the number line. 3 thirds and 6 sixths are in the same spot on the number line, so they must be equivalent.
Yeah, the number line helps me to see when 2 fractions are equal to each other. I noticed that 4 thirds and 8 sixths share the same spot. So that's another example of 2 fractions that are equivalent.
That's right. Each time we double the number in the top and bottom of a fraction, we get an equivalent fraction. If we double 4, we get 8. And if we double 3, we get 6. So 4 thirds is equal to 8 sixths. We can see that this is true because these fractions are at the same point on the number line. Let's try to match some more equivalent fractions.
Okay, let's do some more matching time. Okay, so let's look at this number line right here. We're going to match equivalent fractions. Everybody see if you can find 5/3 on this number line. Tell your teacher or look and see what it is. What is 5/3 on this number line? And if you look at 5/3, you go right underneath 5/3 and you see 10/6. So you mark 10/6. Then here's 7/3. So look over here. Do we see 7/3? We do. And underneath there is 14/6. So that matches up. We have 9/3 and 18/6 is what's left. Let's see if it's the same. And it is. 9/3 and 18/6 are equal to each other.
How did you know that 5/3 is equivalent to 10/6, Kayla?
When I look at the number line, I see that 5/3 and 10/6 are in the same place. This means that they represent the same value. They are equivalent fractions.
Great work. Let's try another one.
Okay. Let's partition this number line into halves. So remember, halves is how many? So from 3 to 4, you need to have 2. So here we go, 1, 2, and we do have 2 from 3 to 4, and we have 2 from 4 to 5. Okay, so let's number them. Let's look down here. These are all gonna stay 2 because we've divided everything into 2 pieces. Okay, so if we have 8 and 9 right here, this one would be 10. If we go this way, this is 7, because remember it's a number line, so it stays in order. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. Now partition this number line into fourths. So here we go. Remember, we're trying to make 4 right here between 3 and 4. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we did that. We made this have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. Okay. Same thing here. We're going to number this number line. So if we have, let's make all, remember our denominator is all the same. So we're going to keep our denominator into fourths because we've divided everything into fourths. We've not changed how many pieces we divided it into. It's still all fourths. And let's count. So before 13 comes 12. After 13 is 14. Remember, it's a number line, so it's going to stay in order. 16. Then all the way down here after 19 is 20. Good job. Okay, let's match it. Okay, so let's look at this number line here. 6 halves is the same thing as, good, 12 fourths. 9 halves is the same thing as, if you look under here, 18 fourths. 10 halves is the same as 20 fourths. Good job. Okay. Use the number line to find how many fourths are equivalent to 7 halves. So let's find 7 halves. And what does it say under here? 7 halves equals 14 fourths. You can look right in the number line, just look right under. Got it. Okay, we're going to stop right there and we'll come back to this in a minute or later. Okay, continue working. You can work on the worksheet that was attached to this and we will come back to this tomorrow.